Hello, everyone. I am Lindsay Dixon, a rising senior political science major, economics minor from Howard University, and a student of Dr. Ramsey's, as well as a Mellon Mays undergraduate fellow. Today, we'll be working on a Tableau data visualization on Beyonce's awards. Pre-step, gathering the data. So first, we are going to open Safari, and we're going to go to the Texas Data Repository. And we're going to search storytelling with data, the Beyonce edition. And we're going to select the one created by Dr. Ramsey. And we're going to download the one that says Beyonce Awards CSV. So now that it is in our downloads, we're going to open Tableau. Drag and drop. And here's our data. Now it's in Tableau, but we want to change our year to a string instead of a number. So we're going to select this emblem, select string, and here's our data. Step 1, create a packed bubble. How many awards has Beyonce been nominated for? Next, I created a packed bubble chart. So we're going to open Tableau and go to our first worksheet. And I dragged award category from the dimensions menu to the middle of the screen. And then I dragged Beyonce awards count from the measures menu and placed it next to the award categories. And next, I'm going to use this Show Me tab here and select Packed Bubbles. So here is our packed bubble chart. So to make this an animation, the next thing we're going to do is go up to Format, select Animations. I want to turn it on, and then I'm going to select this drop-down button, select 50 seconds, and then you're going to go to Style and select Simultaneous. And then we're going to title this Nominations. And here is our first chart. Step 2, create a packed bubble. How many awards has Beyonce won? Select this emblem to create a new worksheet. And first, I'm going to drag award category from the dimensions menu to the middle of the screen. And then I dragged Beyonce awards count from the measure menu and placed it next to the award categories. And then I dragged result from the dimensions category and dropped it onto filters. And I checked the box 1. So this will display only those awards that Beyonce won. Next, I used the Show Me tab here and selected the Packed Bubble Chart option. And now, to make this an animation as well, select Format, select Animations, go to the duration, and select 50 seconds. And go to the Style option and select Simultaneous. And I'm going to title this 1. And here is our second chart. Step 3. Create a bar chart. What award institutions nominated Beyonce for awards? And first, I dragged Award Institution from the Dimensions menu and dropped it into the middle of the screen. Then, I dragged Beyonce Awards Count from the Measure menu and placed it next to the Award Institution. Then, I used the Show Me tab, and then I selected Horizontal Bars. And then I personally wanted to make this in descending order, so I selected this emblem at the top. And now to make this an animation, we're going to go up to Format, select Animation, go to the duration and select 50 seconds, and then go to Style and select Sequential. And here is our third chart. Step 4. Create a bar chart. Which years was Beyonce nominated for awards? And first, I dragged Year from the Dimensions menu and dropped it into the middle of the screen. Then, I dragged Beyonce Awards Count from the Measure menu and placed it next to the award year. And then, I used the Show Me tab to select Horizontal Bars. And now, I want these axes to switch. I want the years horizontal and the amount vertical. So I'm going to select this emblem up here. And now to make this an animation, I'm going to go to Format and select Animation. I'm going to go to Duration and select 50 seconds. And I'm going to go to the Style option and select Sequential. And here is our last chart. So we have year, award institution, the amount of awards Beyonce won, and the amount of awards she was nominated for. Step 5, create a dashboard. Select this emblem to create a new dashboard. I'm going to change the size. And I'm going to select floating so I can move the charts freely. So from here, it's just drag and drop. And then you just arrange them to your liking. Usually the charts will fill up the area that you have selected for them. But if not, for example, if I do this, I want to go to Fit and select Entire View so that this chart fills up the entire box. And I'm going to add a title. Awards. I'm going to move these down a little bit. And here is our data visualization. So something that I like to do is to add a little bit of color to all of my charts. So I'm going to make this one orange. want this one to be a yellow. I'm going to make this one orange. And I'll make this one brown. Now here, because we have year at the top, we don't really want year here as well. I double click this and select hide field labels for columns. And now that is gone. So I wanted these to be a pattern, so I'm going to change this to yellow. And I'm going to center the title on every chart. And I do this by double clicking and then just selecting center and pressing OK. So a rule of thumb that I have is I like to keep my text nearby, usually in a Google document, so I can just copy it, paste it right into Tableau, center it. You always want to ensure that it matches your visualizations in terms of the font. And I'm going to add an image by going under Objects, selecting Image. I'm choosing a Beyonce PNG. And you want to make sure you use a PNG so that it flows and there's no background coming with the picture. It just makes the visualization a bit more smooth. I also want to change the background of the visualization itself. And the way I'm going to do that is by going to Format, Dashboard. I'm going to select this color. And now I have to make sure that my charts match that color. So I'm going to click on each chart, go to Format, click on your chart, select the same color, click on each chart, and now they are all floating and they all have the same background. So the next thing we want to do, I'm happy with this, so I want to save it. The last step is to add text and images and make the visualization as aesthetically appealing as you would like. So something that I like to do is to add a little bit of color to all of my charts. So I'm going to make this one orange. I want this one to be a yellow. I'm going to make this one orange. And I'll make this one brown. Now here, because we have year at the top, we don't really want year here as well. I double click this and select hide field labels for columns. And now that is gone. So I wanted these to be a pattern, so I'm going to change this to yellow. And here is our new colors. So I'm going to pull these down a little bit. And I'm going to center the title on every chart. And I do this by double clicking and then just selecting center and pressing OK. double click at the top, center, press OK. And now I want to add text. So a rule of thumb that I have is I like to keep my text nearby, usually in a Google document, so I can just copy it, paste it right into Tableau, center it. You always want to ensure that it matches your visualizations in terms of the font. And if I have a little bit of space, I'm going to make it larger. I'm going to make this title here a little bit larger. And I'm going to add an image by going under Objects, selecting Image. I'm choosing a Beyonce PNG. And you want to make sure you use a PNG so that it flows and there's no background coming with the picture. It just makes the visualization a bit more smooth. And I also want to change the background of the visualization itself. And the way I'm going to do that is by going to Format, Dashboard. I'm going to select this color. And now I have to make sure that my charts match that color. So I'm going to click on each chart, go to Format, Workbook, click on your chart, select the same color, click on each chart, and now they are all floating and they all have the same background. So the next thing we want to do, I'm happy with this, so I want to save it.